Hello, everybody, all the fellow resellers out there or people who don't resell, they just enjoy listening to my videos, watching my videos about reselling. I'm Andrew from 510 Books, 510 Books here in Southern California. This is my store that I've had for 5.5 years. It was open today. I changed my hours. So from Monday to Friday, now I will be open from 10 to 4 throughout the summer and probably going forward. If anything changes, I'll make a change, but it'll more than likely be 10 to 4. Going forward. So that was good. I'm excited about it. That's not what the video's about, but that's a new little piece of news. So I'm about to leave. I got to go to the post office because I was not able to drop off anything this morning that I sold over the weekend. It's Monday. Excuse me. It's Monday, by the way. June 16th, 2025. Now we're halfway through June, guys. Time flies. My kids are out of school. And it's summer. It is summer. But I wanted to talk about something a little different. So I want to talk about these. I don't know if you're familiar. Obviously, you know what AI is, artificial intelligence, and all the different types of ways that it can be used, ChatGPT and all that stuff. But it's now seeped into reselling. And now there are AI listers, eBay listers. I'm sure there's ones for Amazon, but I'm just talking about eBay. And one that stood out to me, I will not mention names, but a reseller that unsurprisingly has now turned his audience on YouTube. He already monetized his YouTube audience through a membership program, so he gets paid off of a lot of his subscribers. Obviously, it's probably a low percentage, but nonetheless, it's still a lot. And now he's going to monetize even more resellers by offering this AI tool and charging for it per listing after a certain amount of listings, not very many. So there is a profit motive behind it. And don't believe for a second that profit is not being made. Lots of profit is going to be made. It's a certain amount of money per listing. Aside from that, I just want to talk about the whole idea of AI listing. So I obviously was not familiar with it, other than I just figured, AI is going to fill in a lot of the information. But it turns out, because as we already know, by using Google Lens, by using eBay, taking pictures of an item, it'll pop up that item on eBay or, on the internet, however you're using it. And that means that if you don't know what this, if I don't know what this book is, or you're looking up a book, you're looking up a DVD, you want to see how often it's selling, what it's selling for, you can use that feature. So AI, which by the way, I'm not a fan of, but nonetheless, it works. Sometimes it doesn't work other times in the sense of it gives me millions of results. So it's not very helpful. It's actually better just to say the title, whatever it is, like this book, Epidemics in Society, Frank Snowden, Cultural Literacy, E.D. Hirsch, Stamped from the Beginning, etc. And then look it up that way. Because you'll see actually how many are currently for sale, that kind of thing, versus seeing millions of other results. But that's a side note. So what AI listing tools for eBay is using, they're using the photos. So you take your photos. Let's say you have 10 items. You took an average of 5 photos per item, 50 photos. You upload them to the software. And then it uses that same technology to just solely based off of the image. It's able to find that product, assign it keywords, fill out the title, fill out the item specifics, everything you need in the listing. So all you need is the photo to trigger it to work. And then you already have your shipping in there, all that kind of stuff, right? It also assigns a price, believe it or not. Whether or not the price is accurate, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? Let's say it's accurate. And so then all you have to do after it's done all that is just hit publish. So you literally don't have to write a description, condition. You don't have to write the titles, the keywords. It does it all for you. So it sounds great, right? People are like, this is great. It saves so much time. Instead of taking, X amount of time, now it'll be quicker, which is true for items that you can actually list or use it to list on eBay, right? Like, as an example, let's say you want to list Some Like It Hot. I don't recommend it, but let's say you do. Couple pictures front and back, DVD, whatever, and then it finds it. This is probably not going for much on eBay. Let's say it goes for $4.99 plus shipping. It puts it up there, right? But what if it's a book? What if it's something that is, so there's two different conversations, right? Number one, for physical media, a lot of it you're not going to be able to do unless you're the bulk seller that's selling stuff for super cheap. But when you start getting into the rare, more collectible items, especially books, especially CDs, you're going to have a harder time with that type of tool, number one, right? Number two, I think the big downside to it is, imagine this, you list 1,000 items on AI, you took the photos, you uploaded it, it did it for you, you keep sourcing. Now, if you're already a seasoned veteran, you already know what to look for, right? You already know, if you're in media, you already know which records to look for. You already know which DVDs to look for, books, right? Because you've been doing it for years. Now, if you're new, just starting out, sort of brand new, you don't know exactly what to look for. You're sort of learning, right? But you're not getting that reinforcement of having to actually search for keywords, put those keywords in your title and your description. And so you become dependent on AI to do a lot for you. So I just wonder over time if newer sellers and even older sellers over time are gonna not going to learn as much, not be able to find as many quality items because AI can't find items for you, right? You can go to the thrift store the traditional way. You can, garage sale, all that kind of stuff. The swap meet, you can make connections with people. You can find people that have stuff that's not out for publicly and, network, right? That's great. But you ultimately, the human being, are going to have to find those 20 valuable records, find those 300 valuable books, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff, right? Video games, et cetera, et cetera. So if you don't have the knowledge from having listed them, you don't know what to look for, right? So I'm just saying that it will speed up things, but I think long-term it's detrimental to learning what to look for and what to find, especially for newer sellers and even for older sellers that have been doing it for years, like myself. If I were to start using it, all you gotta do is take pictures. And I already know a lot, right? So I don't necessarily need, what do you call it? I don't need to keep, right now anyway, learning new things. But over time, if you stop learning new things because you're using AI so much, it could end up being detrimental. It could be negative to you or more difficult for you to find stuff. Let me know if you agree with this or not. Nonetheless, lots of people are going to use it. So it doesn't really matter because it's all about convenience. It's all about speed, right? So, go for it if you feel that it makes sense for you. But I'm just curious to see if that's going to be something that is going to happen. And also for physical media, like I said, for the $3.99 Forrest Gump free shipping, $3.99 free shipping Forrest Gump, type of volume, high volume sellers on eBay, sure, AI tool is great. But for the rare DVD that you can charge 50, 70, 80, $100 for, it may or may not be able to list that for you. What about a book with no dust jacket that's worn? How's it going to figure out what it is? What about a CD that's so rare you can't even find any really very much information on the internet about it? So there's, it's going to be a challenge, and I'm sure there's other niches where it's also going to be a challenge to solely use that photo research tool. Maybe it'll be most that it can do, but I know for me personally, it's not going to work for a lot of things, especially for a lot. Like I just sold a book lot, 21 from the same author, books from the same author. It's going to have a hard time doing that. Maybe it'll read the author and give you an idea, but there's a lot of ways that it's not going to work. And will it get better over time? Probably. But still, will it be as effective as a human being? Probably not. When it comes to those type of specialized things. So just keep that in mind. Definitely use it if it makes sense for you and your business, and if it's going to save you time, and if the cost of it, whichever one you use, is not prohibitive and doesn't dig too much into your profit, then try it out and let me know. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.